One second. Did I stop share the screen or do you see my screen? You see my screen, right? Okay.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Then, do we have Hope here?
Yes, I'm here.
Hope, congratulations. You got the VOWI Ambassador of the Year. Hope is there, always kind of amplifying every message we share in social media, everywhere. And she's quite a master of it. Thank you very much, Hope, for being an Ambassador of the Year. And really, I hope you continue doing that. If you want to say something, feel free.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that we can support the community, and I'm sure we can do more next year. So thank you for that.
And then VOWI Emerging Voice Awards, Salvine has been quite also helpful in helping us with the speaker series. She is not here because of her issue with her father, but she is, of course, sending greetings to all of you. And we thank her for her time and for commitment. There are also some people I want to thank who are volunteers and are helping in preparing these videos for the campaign or things that we do in social media. Logan, thank you very much. Benedict, thank you very much. And Mamta, thank you very much for the website and things that you do there. So really, we wanted to extend this gratitude to these people who are volunteering and believe in this mission. And then, of course, Elisa, who has joined me from the beginning and has been super helpful. Taramprit as well, and Kesa, who has been helping me in really putting things together. And really, the time is of great value. I know all of us have little time, and putting this time on these issues, it shows really how generous you are and really the soul that you have. Also, heartfelt thanks to our speakers this year, Hope, Ao, Shara, Evelyn, Christine. Thank you very much for sharing great insights with us. Those videos are in the website, the sneak peeks are in the social media and everywhere, and I hope you have illuminated all of these women, but also others beyond this network. Same thing for the contributors in the articles, Melissa, Hope, Carlota, Isabella, Laura, and Julia, who have shared articles. I really want you to read those articles, are very interesting. Please, if Tarampri can help, if you share the link of the website where you can find all these articles. There are articles about fashion and innovation, health and innovation, deep personal journeys of women on innovation, basically. So really, I would encourage all of you to read those. All of these members, some of you might find yourself here. Really, I want to celebrate all of you for being part of VOWI, for sharing what you have shared in terms of the journey, for doing small steps, sometimes big steps in your as milestones in your career. And I know it's tough. Hang in there. It's not tough only about career, but we know as women we do a lot with families, with kids, with passions, with communities that we have as we do here, and of course the career, and of course the friendships. And you are mothers, daughters, you are wives, you have all these roles that you do amazing. And really, now that I'm became a mother, I understand even more mothers how hard it is to juggle between all those. And sorry if we said that. Yes, I don't have time before, because definitely it's quite a different journey when you are a mother and doing all these things. And really, I appreciate all of you for whatever you are doing in your career. It's amazing. And in the end, the mission of this network is to amplify, to share, to recognize what you are doing, because sometimes we need that, right? People to say, hey, you are doing amazing. And let's collaborate together, and let's give more voice to what you are doing. Now, what we started to do this year is we said, hey, there are great stories there. Not the stories that everyone knows, Jeff Bezos, the Musk, and all the stories that we hear all the time. But there are other stories, women who are working silently, and they are inventing things. And we want to share those stories, and we want to start this campaign. So we have started a campaign, as you have seen in the social media. And we said, hey, why not also doing the Woman Innovator of the Year? Not that all of those are innovators, and all of those really basically deserve the prize, but for the fun of it also, and besides sharing the stories, we wanted to do this. So you will hear from all these finalists that we got from all the stories that were submitted today. Some of those are with a video because couldn't make it. Some of those are here and will present. So now I'd like to move to this part of the meeting. So all the current members, beside of course the one who are applicants themselves, like Hope or Al, well, we basically have told you that you will be part of the jury, so feel free to hear all the stories, ask questions in the chat. We don't have time probably for all the to ask questions all the time, but we'll try to stop and say a few remarks. And after this meeting, we will share with you the voting link. So basically, you can vote for the Innovator of the Year, and you'll see the criteria and everything. However, we have shared also the stories before, so hopefully some of you had the time to read some of these stories. I'd like to leave to Elisa to explain a little bit the pitch guidelines in the meantime, before we start with the pitches.
Yeah, sure. So we received a lot of applications, and we decided to have today 14 pitches where every finalist will have 3 minutes. You will have also a timer where you could see yourself, and in case that it's getting late, you can hurry up with your pitch. The focus is, first of all, sharing your innovation, your impact, the story, but also highlighting what makes your work unique and inspiring. We have decided to work and in terms of the format to use slides, visuals, demonstrations, or just talking about it. And we have different types of presentations, including videos for the ones that couldn't join. And then the audience, the community members will vote live for the Woman Innovator of the Year via the link that we are going to share here, but also we'll have time until Friday. And then we'll, of course, we'll announce the winner. So we'll start slowly with every person. I will first share the screen, and then the first one that will start the pitch is Hope. And Hope, the floor is yours for 3 minutes.
Okay. I'm just sharing my screen. If you can let me know whenever.
So I will share the screen, and then you feel free
yeah.
to start the presentation.
You need to catch up with my process, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So for those who don't know me, my name is Hope Khoury. I'm the founder and chief operating officer of Go Vertical ICM, Michael and Hope IP, and Michael and Hope Georgia. We're a group of companies who specializes in research and development for inventions and innovations in the space of medtech and femtech mainly. So I am also the founder and the chief operating officer for the Hope Project. And I'm here because women's health has been treated as something to react to, not something to prevent. By the age of 50, 70% of women will develop uterine fibroids. For many, that means chronic pain, infertility, invasive surgeries, and years of being dismissed before they are finally taken seriously. Especially for women of color, the burden is even heavier because they have 3 times more likely to suffer and far more likely to be ignored. So what's striking is this, based on my personal experience and the experience that I had when I was 28 years old only, I was diagnosed with an 18 centimeter uterine fibroid out of nowhere. So most of the solutions today are never to prevent the problem, are always to treat, and they are mainly surgeries. And I know that not just because I'm a scientist, a pharmacologist by origin, I'm also a product builder, and I am a woman who lived this experience when I was very, very young. So the whole project exists to change the trajectory. What we are building is to simply prevent uterine fibroids before they form by giving women the tools to understand, track, and take charge of their hormonal health. So it's a dual format solution. We have a clinically informed botanical supplement designed to support hormonal balance and to tackle the inflammation regulation process and the gut health factors that increasingly are linked to fibroid development. The second is an AI-powered tool that allows women to track cycle symptoms and nutrition and mood and lifestyle patterns and translate the data that we can early detect and have early insights, not late diagnosis. So together with the Hope Project, we are trying to create something that doesn't exist today at all. We are trying to create a preventive tech-enabled ecosystem for uterine fibroids. What makes this powerful isn't the technology, it's the shift in paradigm. Instead of asking women to wait until something goes wrong, we're giving them data, awareness, education, and agency earlier and on their own terms. So our simple long-term vision is to become the global leader in fibroid prevention and then expand into other areas such as PCOS, menopause, and broader hormonal health. So the whole project sits at the intersection of science, technology, and sisterhood because prevention doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when women are supported, informed, and believed about their system. We are not here to patch a broken system. We are here to redesign it, starting before the crisis begins. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for thank you for the time, Hope. It was great. Since we are good with the time, just wanted to interrupt. We can ask. We have time for at least one question, so please feel free to ask one question to Hope to understand more about her project. Whoever has the question, Charlotte, Asma, Asmi, Christine.
Had a quick question for Hope. I was typing it. I was like, it's easier to just ask, perhaps. Hope, we have women's health funding programs, and these are exactly the kind of projects that we would love to learn more about. I know it's a state agency, so if you have any presence in Massachusetts or collaborating with anyone, maybe there's a direct connection, but would love to connect offline and learn more because we're very curious about spaces like this, which has been ignored earlier, and like especially the reactive piece of it, which we're really struggling to give incentives even to AMCs to take women's health as a preventive approach as opposed to just a reactive one, like now you're almost on your deathbed and let's save you. So would love to connect offline and chat more about it. I sent a request, so let's connect. But thank you so much for
Thank
sharing.
you. Thank you for that.
We love to see this type of connections, and that's the power of this kind of pitches beside just understanding what you do, Hope. Thank you very much, Hope. We'll move
Thank
to the
you.
next one, Laura. Laura, you are ready, I guess.
Yeah, I have to share the screen or
No, we have the presentation, so Elisa is sharing, so
yeah.
feel free to go.
Okay. 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 Well, my name is Laura. I have worked 3 years ago in a hospital in Valencia, developing healthcare innovation with soil result and project that has a real impact. But in 1 days, I decided not follow the rigid metrics and work with more human and autonomous approach. But given this, little by little, I began to notice that my voice was silenced in meetings until one day I was dismissed. That day, I felt very sad and I decided to take a walk through the City of Art and Science in Valencia. And in front of this building, I had a revelation. One, I should never again silence my voice for others. And in the second, I thought that the innovation requires a paradigm shift. We cannot continue the measure progress using only a single metric, especially when we are working with lives and with our future. In front that building, I was realized I was looking at this, and I realized that science and art need to come together because the world insists on separating these ways of working, and together I consider that create an holistic approach that transform all the reality. That is how, with Science Art, Concienciarte in Spanish, was born my project, my way of transforming science into real solutions inspired by the art of nature. My method is simple. I first of all observe the nature. I apply scientific rigor to create or improve service and product with applicable strategies. And the last step, I design with creativity and integrate disciplines because I consider that the creation of an innovation model based on biomimicry is the correct because it's the bridge between ancestral wisdom and the innovation of the future. What makes my innovation unique? I think that the most important is applying the RDI, sorry, of the nature to achieve more conscious human and ethical progress using applied biomimicry, translating science, systemic vision, for sure, cross-cutting and adaptable methodologies. What are some examples? In the first picture, you can see a shower inspired by the shark skin for sustainable hospitality. You can see as well an adaptable textile. Okay, continue or stop?
We
No,
continue fast, we close it.
Okay,
you can wrap up. I think, don't worry.
and I created a prototype or robot ferret for the sector of emergencies and rescue. What my project is, my project is aligning with the VOWI values. Well, for three principles, I want to create a space for women that who wants to work with conscious leadership, with inclusive innovation, and with the empowerment through knowledge. And I demonstrate this because in my work, I do the systemic vision. I bring a perspective that see connection where others see division. I combine the scientific rigor with the scientific sensibility to have the empathy for human impact. And I follow my own innovation model based on my authenticity, my experience, and I don't sacrifice anymore my intuitions of other paths for pre-established stated metrics. So the future for them of innovation for me isn't just faster, it's more conscious, and women are not asking to be part of the future. We have already creating it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laura. Any questions for Laura? Laura's project? Any comments?
Yes. Maybe I just have one question, Laura. Is your model applicable to any industry, any fields?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe Laura, let's try to connect later on and have maybe a talk regarding your model and to know more about it. I'm an innovation director in one of the industrial company and would love to hear more about it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Miriam, and thank you, Laura, for the great pitch. I think next is Rene. Rene, I think you are ready. Okay, let's start.
Is the slide deck there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Renee Kennedy, and I have spent the past 10 years trying to tackle health disparities through innovation in device design. Growing up, I was deeply impacted by social and health inequalities. By 18, I had lost my mother, stepfather, and uncle, all pictured on the left. On top of that, my grandparents had stepped in to raise me, but they were both chronically ill. That meant the house had to make do and innovate. And in middle school, I would read my grandmother's blood work to her, letting her know that she needed more vitamin K, and then I'd make her a spinach smoothie. And so when I went to college for biomedical engineering, I thought I could save lives by designing really cool devices. I published an IEEE for my work on the fingersight device, ran studies of all types, and I've done about 100 presentations since then. But then I learned actually how medtech is developed. Here's a problem path. In medtech, designers play a crucial role, yet have no idea who they're designing for. nor how hard it is to make a successful device. And then I discovered how devices could actually make health disparities worse. And this led me to some awesome sociology studies as well as a graduate degree. By the end of my thesis, I knew that I could impact labs with a simple conversation. So, with this conversation in mind, I created a business and quickly learned that even when engineers had interest in changing the world, they didn't really have the tools to act on it. So, my first tool modeled the Bechtel test, and it had little traction, so I pivoted. Then I did research through community work. I ran design camps and hackathons. I mentored social impact digital health startups. I created curriculum and content from anyone from St. Louis cannabis users to cardiovascular research institutes to Fortune 500 executives across the world. And this allowed me how I could understand how I could get all stakeholders on board for inclusive design. The result was a software tool named Phoebe. Next slide, please. Phoebe is the framework for ethical and empowering biodesign and engagement evaluation. Phoebe allows for folks to develop devices that are compliant, fundable, viable for the market, and empowering to the patients who need them most. It's an all-in-one tool for device design and development for pre-market technologies so that engineers can change the world through what they do best. Phoebe takes your design documents and analyzes them by feature and gives you an output of risks and opportunities associated with your development. And I'm sorry, I think we skipped a slide, but thank you guys. I appreciate the amazing community I've had to develop this technology, and I would love for Voice of Women in Innovation and everyone here to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Any questions for Renee? So Renee has time to share probably what she missed. Or any comments? Okay, if no comments or no question, Renee, do you want to say something that you missed?
Yeah, I think the last thing was just to mention the idea of Phoebe is really to save a lot of money associated with those regulatory hurdles and redesigns early stage. And our patient interface is coming soon. So we're looking for anyone who's interested in developing software or developing an early stage wearable medical device for our ongoing study as people to partner with. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you very much for your pitch. I think next is Wanda. Wanda, do we have you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Will you be driving the slides or will I be?
We are sharing the slides. If you can put your camera on so we can spotlight you.
My camera is on. Can you not see me?
Okay, now yeah, we see you. Let me spotlight. Now it's okay.
Will you be changing the slides or will I be?
Yes, yes. So tell us next so we can move the slides.
Okay, let me know when we're ready to start.
Sure, ready.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Dr. Wanda Eugene, co-founder of Kids Hack, creators of VIBE, supporting overwhelmed counselors, identify kids in crisis. Next slide. So my co-founders and myself have over 25 years of experience building out technological innovations, but we're also a team of caretakers. And it's our kids that sounded the alarm for us. Because in today's rampant youth mental health crisis, counselors are burnt out, resulting in 15, next slide, sorry, next slide. Counselors are facing ratios of 700 to 1, next slide, resulting in 59% leaving their positions within the first 2 years, costing schools between $9,000 and $20,000. And far fewer are choosing to enter the profession. So we decided the best way to support our kids is to support those who are trained to guide them. VIBES is an early detection tool that identifies emotional shifts in students before issues escalate. We do this by providing daily logs, youth-friendly Daily logs, easy to navigate data visualization and real-time data sharing. Vibes is built with back-end data privacy and on a HIPAA-compliant platform. Next slide. So how does this work? Students enter daily information about their emotions and their experience. It becomes a tool for emotional outlet and reflection. As the software detects behavior patterns, creating data visualizations for counselors, counselors then work to create a plan to support the students. Now let's talk about the market. Next slide. The US K through 12 mental health and wellness market is about 5.7 billion. There are 5,000 middle schools across 14 US southern states, which is where we're starting. So by targeting 3.5% of this, it gives us 1 million in annual recurring revenue. Next slide. But we're not the only players in the game. Our competitive edge is our focus on human in the loop, our multi-tier detection, and triage approach, and parent integration. See, our real difference is our understanding of the ecosystem or the holistic ecosystem. We understand that successful intervention requires both early detection and effective engagement of the entire support network. And we have traction. Next slide. We received a National Science Foundation Small Business Innovation Research Grant. With that, we interviewed over 100 customers. We've had over 500 users on our platform, and we're currently at 4 paid sites. Counselors are saying students have told them that the quick check-ins help them understand their emotions better and encourage them to seek help. As a result, we're raising $250K for platform enhancement, go-to-market, and operating expenses. Next slide. We have a talented team of advisors in counseling preparation, business scaling and business strategy, and machine learning guiding us along the way. Next slide. Won't you join our journey?
Very efficient. Very efficient, Wanda. Thank you very much for sharing your tool for students and teachers. So any questions or comments to Wanda to understand more in terms of impact results? Okay, Wanda, what was the milestone basically that you are most proud of based on this work that you have done so far?
I think the milestone that we're most proud of is the impact, right? So we were originally building this for counselors to find kids that might need support, but when the counselors were telling us the kids was reaching back into them, like this reflection made them realize they were not okay and they needed help, and so therefore they reached out for help. We knew we were having impact in the right direction.
That's great. That's great, Wanda. And where are you kind of spreading right now? So basically, what countries basically are you spreading this to?
Yeah, so because our platform is location agnostic, so we can be anywhere, but we're starting in the Southeast US because that's where the team is located, and so that's where our contacts are. But we're making connections anywhere that anyone has access to a group of kids that meets at least 3 times a week. So we're open.
I know Canada is usually very advanced in this, so I would definitely suggest Waterloo region and all these kind of regions, and I can make some connections for you, basically because I know they are really into this type of tools, basically, and into the inquiry type of learning.
Oh yeah, no, definitely open to that. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Wanda. A pleasure. Okay, so I think now
I have one question. I don't know if
yes,
I can
yes,
ask
please
one
ask one.
question.
Yes, we
Like,
have time.
I understand that the solution you target in school, I don't know if the solution could be applied, for example, by parents with their kids, like they can use it with their kids.
Yes, it can definitely be used by parents with their kids. The reason that we're targeting schools, because one of the hardest things for parents is to add another thing to remind their kids to do. So when we interviewed parents, it was like it's already hard enough to remind their kids to do their homework, do their chores, and asking them to remind their kids to do one more thing just felt like a heavy lift within schools. And we also are in after school programs because they have a structure where it's really easy. Come in the classroom, pull out your devices, do your check-in, go to your next assignment. So the structure makes it easier to foster consistent engagement so we can get that consistent data.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. So we'll move to the next one with Elisa. We don't have Elizabeth. She was sick, many of the viruses which are going on at this time of the year, but we have her video. So please enjoy it.
Meet Elizabeth Garcia Braga Niehaus. Her innovation journey began with one mission: to bring the power of technology to the nonprofit world. For more than 20 years, she built organizations with purpose. Then she made a bold move, entering the profit sector with a social vision to digitize and empower nonprofits globally. In just a year and a half, Elizabeth transformed a small startup into a digital platform, serving over 200 nonprofit organizations across Europe and beyond. She saw a problem many NGOs faced: a lack of affordable, intelligent tools to manage members, projects, and community engagement. So she created Tribu World, an AI-powered platform that automates workflows, visualizes impact, and connects organizations through a shared meta-community. A space where knowledge, resources, and collaboration flow effortlessly. Elizabeth proves that when technology meets purpose, entire sectors can be rebuilt with integrity and inclusion. Join Voice of Women in Innovation, where women like Elizabeth turn digital transformation into global impact.
Great. We didn't have Elizabeth here, but I know Elisa is also involved in this work. So if you have any questions for Elisa, for Tribu, please feel free to ask her. If not, we can move to Julie. Julie, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Great. Got my deck there. All right, I've got quite a few slides here. I'm going to go fast. So here we go. Good day, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. And I'd like to share a little story about myself. I'm co-founder of a couple of companies, but the one I'm going to talk about today is XR Women. Next slide, please. In 2020, just after the lockdown, there was a group of women. We were working in AR and VR, so immersive technologies, and we gathered at an online conference, and we decided that we would continue to meet the next week because the technology was speeding up so fast after lockdown. Next slide. So this was the call that changed our lives, and we said we would meet every week after this, but we would go immersive, and we did. Next slide. The next last month was our 5-year anniversary, and what you're looking at here is our leadership team who has brought a community of women together every week, immersively meeting in world to learn about immersive technologies and the real world applications. Next slide. These are the sponsors that help us get to the events every week. And going to the next slide, you can see the community. We not only meet in world, but in real life as well. Go to the next slide. You can see some of the worlds that we are in and we bring together. We have platform partners on the next slide. You'll see that Engage, Frame. We have all of these different virtual worlds that we've made our homes. So we have all these different home bases that we travel and portal to and from. We meet every Wednesday. And starting in 2021, we had 56 events. We meet at 12 noon Eastern in world as avatars, and we do everything from networking, self-care. We talk about healthcare. We talk about all the real world applications of this technology. Going into 2022, we had 48 events, and we talked about leadership and creativity, social impact, NFTs, blockchain. Next slide. We created an XR Women Business Showcase and featured 9 women's businesses in world so that it could be a everlasting sales tool. 2023, we had 43 events talking about confidence, equity, and adapting to change. And we do things like games night. We do walkabout golf. We talk about business on the golf course. And next slide, in 2024, we talked about digital well-being and storytelling research, all with the immersive application in behind the scenes. The next slide, we introduced Margie Purple as our XR Women AI agent this last year into one of our worlds, that it starts to answer questions about our community. And next slide, in 2025, we started talking about skill building and inclusion, business development, start integrating AI into the processes and especially education. And next slide, we've got a couple of different student chapters. One I'm most proud of, which is located in Kenya and in South Africa. And I'm going to get you to go all the way to the end, second last slide there, where I'm very proud to say that our community is now 1,500 members across 60 countries. This one here, 1,500 members across 60 countries. Every week we have at least 30 attendees from about 6+ countries. We've had over 245 events. I'm about to go into the last one today. And we've got 6 platforms. Our network is a global following, and we represent all different industries. And I welcome all the women here. Congratulations to your nomination, but please join our community and have your businesses amplified within our community. And I would love to see you there. Thank you so much for your consideration, and know that this is a movement that we're all a part of. And I'm really proud to be here and with all of you. Thank you.
Impressive numbers, Julie. Thank you very much. And it's great to see women on VR and all this, because it seems sometimes like a domain for men, but here we are. There are many innovations going on from women. Any questions, any comments for Julie? Joe, please.
Hello, Julie, that was really inspiring. I've been working in innovation for some years now, but haven't spent much time in virtual worlds. What would you say the pros and cons are of showing up as a community in virtual worlds?
Sure. First of all, we go both in VR and on 3D on desktop. So we alternate just to give that broad spectrum, as well as breaking down some barriers. I think that the community, being in the same room, looking at, listening to people with different perspectives, global perspectives. I can be sitting in a presentation next to Diana in Kenya, and I've got Sarah over here in California, and somebody else in Europe, and somebody in South Africa. It's really a heartwarming experience when we can all learn together without any barriers to access to education. And I think this is the power of technology. So, hopefully you'll try it. And if you're fearful about VR, or you don't like the being in the full headset, 3D on desktop still allows you to participate, and you can go in as an avatar and start to get used to the spatial awareness, because that's something that we all have to do as we're entering into this new wave of into this new medium. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. And I see Christine writing to you. Do you do any collaborations?
Yes, of course. We're, whether it be celebrating events, our mantra for 2026 is the empowerment to expand. And so we want to start to highlight other events that are going on around the community and the voices of women out there. That was our whole premise before, and it still is today, is to give women the stage, give women the voice, and work with allies.
Great. Thank you very much, Julie.
Thank you.
Great pitch, great work. Keep going. Now we have Stephanie next, right?
Hi, everyone. Hi. So, thank you for having me today. I feel very honored. I'm calling right now from France, but I'm based in Barcelona. And my slides are terrible, but maybe because at the moment we're 2 leaders, and that takes a lot of work to make some impact. So, Barcelona, how that was born? Well, in 2023, we had an idea. There is women in tech communities, and then there is all type of communities. But there was one thing missing at the time for me and my now friends, but at the time, someone I just met. It was a space where we could be empowered, we could learn from each other, and we could get inspired as well. But I think the most important was that we had mentor. Oh, this one is fine. This slide is good. I'm still astonished by the fact that today most of our mentored and sponsors in corporate environments were men, because in Europe we still have between 20 to 30% of men in the tech industry. Of women, sorry. So that doesn't leave much space for women, and doesn't leave much space for us as well to learn from each other and to evolve and to execute what we're learning as well. So what we decided to do was to start Be Bold. The idea of Be Bold was just to get into this industry with this bold vision of connecting learning and accelerating our career. So I'm French, Benedetta is Italian, and I'm partner director in data center. She's working for Criteo, so very different part of the tech industry, but we needed some advocate there, and we needed, I think, to feel as well there was a space for empathy while we were trying to learn from each other. Some of us are mothers, some of us are not, some of us are from different countries, different places around the world, but we all meet at the table trying to learn from each other's path and trying to move to the next level. You can go to the next slide. Yeah, fantastic. So basically, I say 15 women in a WhatsApp group, but the first was actually really memorable. We all met. I posted on LinkedIn. I never did LinkedIn post before the end of 2023. And I just posted this message saying, am I the only one feeling lonely in a med-led industry? And 6 women joined. We had a wine and we had a chat. And funny enough, very soon the lady said, hold on, I just want to be clear. We love men. And we say, so do we. The point is not to talk about division. The point is to learn about how we can use what we see today sometime in this industry as mistake, as a strength, and to evolve in this and to look up to women that made it so that we can actually learn and evolve as well. So after meeting, we created this WhatsApp group, 13 people. And then I don't know how this happened. We are today 450. And it's very exciting because we're still 2 leaders. We just got our 3rd volunteer leader, which is our operation manager, Aline. And she's helped supporting us because we are creating a cadency of speakers event hosted by some of the biggest tech industry present in Barcelona. We've had Microsoft, we've had Click, Boomi, we have HP in January. And they're also eager to teach their younger generation of women that join their companies, how they can learn, evolve, be inspired, and how they also are allowed to have a place and be listened to when they sit at the table. Fantastic. That's the end. We just want to unite women, and this is right now Be Bold Barcelona, but we're going to be evolving in a more global scale, hopefully very soon. Thank you so much.
Stephanie, thank you very much. Even though we are focused on innovation, particularly in that domain, it seems very similar also with what we are trying to do as VOWI at global scale. One question I have for you, while others feel free to ask the questions, is what has been, from what you have seen, right? What has been some really helpful tools that other women have shared to the women to advance in the career, or what are the tips or the things basically that are being helpful to this network?
So what we're seeing through a lot of the leadership, so we get a lot of C-level that are mentoring and leading the youngest one or the one that want to evolve. What we're seeing is that we are our worst enemy sometimes. Because sometimes we come in a room and we believe we have this imposter syndrome that unfortunately by numbers is shown scientifically that we have more than men. So we have these barriers where we believe we can't make it. But actually, by taking off this barrier and considering ourselves equal to anyone else in the room, despite your gender, this is where we excel. So do not listen to these voices telling you you can't do it. Look at this room of women. All of us are strong. All of us have achieved a lot, and sometimes even more than some other men in the room. So that's, I think, the biggest takeaway that I have.
Yeah, we talk a lot about this, right? How you can increase the confidence, and all of us have it among all, even including me. Sometimes when we achieve something, we are quiet, right? It seems like, oh, why should we promote this? Maybe this is not enough, right? Or I should be silent, or I don't know, why should I be bold about this? So you have all this skepticism or doubts, and you believe everything that you do is not enough, or so.
I think it's true. We do feel that, and I'm very happy when I'm in a room full of women that are confident and just comfortable with this. This is what we're trying to do. It's been now a year and a half, and we're trying to. That's why we make knowledge easy to share and connect, free of access for any level and any language and culture. And I think that's very important.
Definitely. Let us collaborate more, Stephanie, also
We'd
with
love
us,
to.
because we have very similar missions in this. Great. So before we move to Sarah, We have her video actually. Christine, if you want to make some remarks for the pitches we have heard so far, like different fields, domains, but I think we see the same passion from all these women.
Yes, thank you, Irla. Thank you so much. Everyone, this is just so exciting. I'm Kristen Ekins, and I'm founder of Exponential Joy. And prior to coming here today to listen to the pitches, I read through everything and I said, I cannot miss this. This is incredible. The women that we have here are doing world-changing things. And I also wrote down, this is while eating breakfast this morning. I'm based in the US, in Michigan. I'm writing down names, different things, and saying, look at all of these connecting points. So I just want to celebrate each and every one of you for movements that you're making, for the networks that you're creating around the world, for ecosystems. These are all little notes that I was taking of similarities. And so what I'll encourage us all to do, including myself, is reach out to each other to learn from each other even more. As I'm building Exponential Joy, I moved it from Exponential Inclusion. It was that for 5 years and had to do a pivot. And this year has been all about innovation. And now when I'm hearing different things, I just wonder, how can we be even more here for each other and to support and lift each other up? So congratulations to all of those who have done pitches, and let's figure out how we can help each other more. Arilla, anything else that I should add?
No, thank you, Christine. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to hear, and we'll hear some other of pitches, and let's do our remarks in the end. Okay, we have Sarah now.
Meet Sarah Quintero. Her journey didn't begin with technology. It began with a small boutique built on community and connection. In 2014, she opened her first upscale women's consignment store. But as shopping moved online, she faced a reality many entrepreneurs shared. Passion wasn't the problem, access was. That moment sparked a bigger mission. Sarah began building Karma Chic Marketplace, a digital platform designed to help underrepresented and emerging entrepreneurs compete and grow online. Her vision was simple but powerful: make digital entrepreneurship more inclusive by giving creators the tools, resources, and education they've never had access to. Today, Karma Chic is evolving again. Sarah and her team are developing the Creator Lab, an AI-powered hub that helps vendors automate marketing, understand analytics, and create content more efficiently. What began as a closed storefront has become a thriving digital ecosystem, one built to help others build, connect, and thrive. Join Voice of Women in Innovation, where women like Sarah turn challenge into change.
Great. We don't have Sarah here, unfortunately, but you will read also her story. We'll send again to all our current members the stories for in case you missed any, and the voting link. Okay, so next is Yona. And so Yona, are you there? I see you are there, but if you can put your camera on.
Yes, hello.
Great. Great.
All right. Can I start?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Yona, I'm founder of Bliss, and today I want to share more about Bliss and our story. Imagine you're living abroad, struggling with mental health, but every time you talk to a therapist, something gets lost in translation. Not just language, but culture, the very way you understand your emotions. This is what happened to me and why I built Bliss. Oh, can you just go back, please, to the second slide? No, just, yeah, here, it's great. So yeah, this is not just my problem. It's a silent crisis facing 800 million people in diaspora communities globally, never matched with the right therapies or AI system designed for them. You can go next now. So we are Blaze. We're an online therapy platform making mental health care accessible to diaspora communities by connecting users to therapists who speak their language and understand their culture, using AI to ensure the right fit. Okay, next. Since launching our MVP in the past year, we've seen strong growth across our users, therapists, and revenues. We've expanded to B2B. We're present in over 10 countries with our network. We're backed by Plug and Play and celebrity angel investors like Peter Westerbacka, who's founder of Angry Birds and Slush. Next. However, this year we also learned that the future of therapy is changing and AI is at the center of it. Everyone is building generic AI therapy bots. However, most of them are missing the point. Generic AI still fails diverse people. We want to build the first culturally intelligent mental health AI. Next. So this is our new vision. On top of our existing platform, therapists will be able to create, train, monitor their own digital companions based on their personality, approach, and cultural intelligence. So users will get 24/7 access to their matched therapist mind. Next. So what this does, it moves us from just taking a cut to owning the full relationship. 3 revenue streams, B2C subscriptions, AI licensing for therapist twins, and B2B corporate contracts. Next. Next. So this is a multi-billion-dollar market opportunity. We're with the new vision that we have with the AI platform, we're creating a valuable data set that could underpin the next generation of safe mental health AI. We predict that in the next 5 years, AI leaders like OpenAI will need acquisitions like Bliss to close the gap. Okay, next. And this is our team. Thank you.
Great. Any questions to Yona about Bliss? Any comments to her? Okay, I see Christine saying I'm an expert in cultural intelligence. Love to connect. I led the collaboration. Okay, great. So it seems more like an interest for collaboration, Yona.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Chris, and I will connect with you after this meeting.
Great. Okay, so we move to the next one. We have Roma in a video, and then we'll move to Zubema.
Meet Roma Shah. Her innovation journey began with a question. What if the women who help others build wealth couldn't reliably build their own? In the women-led financial services industry, talented professionals often struggle with inconsistent revenue, under-earning, and invisibility. Roma experienced this firsthand, so she founded Finance Media Collective and created Lead Gen Lab, a strategic, repeatable system designed to help women in finance gain visibility, generate consistent leads, and communicate their value as industry leaders. Her innovation goes beyond strategy, it elevates. Identity. Hundreds of women have doubled revenue, achieved consistent 5-figure months, launched group programs, and gained confidence and agency in the marketplace. Roma also helps women step onto stages and claim their space as leaders, proving that growth isn't just about numbers. It's about empowerment. Join Voice of Women in Innovation, where women like Roma transform expertise into impact.
Great. So we couldn't have Roma here, but you can read more about her story in the link that Taranpreet is sending. Taranpreet, if you can send the link of the stories also here. But it's a different case in the finance industry and innovation in finance. Okay, next we have Zubema. Hopefully I'm pronouncing right your name. You are muted.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here with you guys today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start my pitch. So imagine a world without fraud. Imagine a world devoid of crime. Imagine a world where rules and regulations are promptly followed and justice prevailed. My name is Zubema, as I previously said, and I'm the founder of Detectical. Detectico is an advanced forensic software that automates the fraud detection process. Yearly, companies and the economy at large lose about $4 trillion to financial fraud. And what worsens this case is that more often than not, these losses are hardly ever recuperated. These companies still make use of like manual and very slow fraud detection tools that make them susceptible instead of proactive and reactive. And this is why I built this software. The technical was built based on a personal problem. I worked as a forensic consultant at KPMG LLP, and I realized that I would manually sift through thousands of financial records trying to detect fraud, trying to have sleepless nights, just trying to like find fraud. And sometimes it would take months to find just a bit of fraud. I knew there had to be like a faster way to like solve this problem, hence this software. So right now, sorry, do you mind going to the previous slide? Yeah, this one. Thank you. So this is like what the dashboard looks like. You insert your financial documents, it runs it for fraud, and it gives you a report. What this has done, it has literally automated the process. As an audit consultant or forensic consultant, the months, the weeks you would spend on like trying to detect fraud, you could detect it very quickly using this software. Next slide, please. And now this is like using traditional systems versus using like the tactical. So like using traditional systems, there's less accuracy. And then when it comes to like the number of transactions that a human brain can actually analyze on a day-to-day basis, it's lower than when you're using like the tactical. Next slide. So this is our market. Like when you look at the financial market is a $63 billion market. This has been validated by KPMG experts. We have a working MVP today, and we have pilot users that make use of this software. It's also built for the mid-tier market because I noticed that like a lot of the softwares are focused on like large organizations. But what about like small and medium scale organizations? Like these companies are also susceptible to fraud. So that's part of why I built this software. Next slide, please. And then this is just my team. I'm the founder. I have my lead advisor here, and this is the director and the head of tech. So I've always believed that fraud detection shouldn't be something that should take hours or take months. It should be something that can take minutes. So thank you so much, and that's it.
Great tool actually in fraud detection, basically, and right now also with AI, I think as much as AI is helping, right, as is enabling to find fraud, but also on the other hand, the fraud is increasing, right, because there are more ways. So it has the both sides, Zubema. Any question for Zubema? It's quite an interesting, I think, innovation. In which basically sectors, Ubema, are you seeing this adopted more?
I'll say the financial sector. So banks, financial institutions, various corporate organizations as well, like basically the financial sector.
Great. Joe has a question.
Yeah, and it may be my lack of understanding of the fraud sector, but my question is, what kind of fraud does this detect? Or is it multiple
Okay,
kinds
yes.
of fraud?
So it's built in such a way that it's majorly vendor fraud. So like when you're trying to like more like give out like your bidding to various vendors. If you notice, like sometimes like there are situations whereby like the employees within the organizations carry out like vendor fraud, or in terms of like transactions that have occurred within that company, employee fraud as well. So like there are different sectors. Like once you insert your transactions, the dashboard is tailored to like various like types of fraud basically, but it's majorly like employee fraud and vendor fraud.
It sounds super interesting. I used to work for Tesco in the UK, which is a very large supermarket chain, and fraud is an increasing problem. So if I can help you with any introductions to people, if that's where you are in your startup development journey, I'm happy to help.
Yes, I would love that.
Thank you very much,
connect.
Zubema, if you can send your LinkedIn or your email, phone number, so
Yeah.
you can connect with Joe and others. Perfect. Now we have our basically as the next presentation. So Elisa is sharing the screen. And let me spotlight dear Al.
Hello. Sorry, the light is okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, good to see everybody. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here with all your extraordinary women innovators. I'm Al. I'm no stranger to the community. Currently, I'm the global lead for private sector partnerships for the United Nations, and I cover about 100 more than 150 countries, and supporting our colleagues and private sector partners to develop innovation, technology, better economy that's more inclusive. I'm more talking about probably my past, working with innovators like you and the takeaways and the inputs I give to the system. I would say in recent years, I wonder if you have discovered, and I think some of you already spoke about, we found number one, technology is getting more away from human needs and from our spirit connections. Number two, they are very good amount of resources. We're talking about financing resources, capitals, but they're usually concentrated in very few hands, maybe in the very few boards, very few big capital venture funds, and the business narratives are not very friendly for women innovators like you and I. So what do we do about that? For me, the approach I've been tested and tried true for 3 words. Number one is on making frontier technology more human again. As mentioned, I discovered in my work across global tech and innovation how to shape AI for the people who mostly need the technology and for their voices to be heard, and for innovators like you to get the funding and get the opportunities to bring your products and services to next level. So from there, I found where I can play the most important role is provide mentoring, coaching, not only for individual innovators, but mostly for big institutions, for governments, ministries. So ranging from the IEEE organization to the United Nations, World Economic Forum, and recently I gave a talk at the Harvard Business Review annual meeting, emphasizing on how women's role matters in economics and how should we shape the narratives around it so innovators like you can get more funding and capital and trust by innovators and by investors. So in that way, by championing culturally informed algorithm for technology and community-rooted incubators, I'm proud to see that there are more women innovators or women investors or startup people or those who are administrators are watching out for each other to grow this space. In that, I would also say this community, thanks to Irela to bring us together, I see this is one of the communities that blossom in one of the most challenging space for us to have a place to confide and support each other. On the second one, I would say work on philanthropy reimagined. So traditionally, philanthropy is just giving with some KPIs. But nowadays, I would think, what if philanthropy involved from giving to building, from charity to capacity? So give a lot of connections to family offices. Sorry, is that my
No,
clock?
no worries. Don't worry. I try to wrap
Yeah.
up. Oh, don't worry.
So I'll just finish. So working with the philanthropic organizations, family offices to help them evaluate projects and program in the way to see social impact matters more than profits. And once they build strong social impact foundation, the profits will come. These are not two different paths. So in summary, I think my role is more of a connector of innovators, capitals, but also to reshape thinking among the people who have the power, have the resources, and have a capital, but need to hear the voices from all of us. So that's the journey I hope to continue with you. Thanks.
Thank you, Al. Al, since you have done what's different regarding you compared to some others who are sharing the startup story and all, you have done lots of things which have been among philanthropy and innovation and AI and so different roles where you are helping connect people, and right now in UN in particular doing that. What's one of the things basically along your career that you are most proud of, basically when it comes to innovation and kind of connecting people and humanity that you have done?
Yeah, I think what I'm most proud of is I'm serving on several very important judge boards for accelerators, incubators. Some associated with MIT, some are associated with different big organizations or with the US National Science Foundation. On these boards and juries, I'm acting as a voice for women innovators, for those who are most disadvantaged, for those who don't usually get the capital and recognitions to stand for a chance. So when I see they get to blossom and they are solutions that contribute to social impact, get to blossom, that's where I know I have made a dent to support others. Yeah.
Great, Al. Thank you. Any question, any comment for Al before we move to Erica? I know you know some of the people, but put your contacts there, because I'm sure with your connections, with what you do, many people and many of innovators today love to connect with you.
Yeah, I think in general, I would say I have provided a lot of coaching to women funders. The way that I'm able to understand how public-private funding works, how the capital markets works, from my former financial experience, so on and so forth, would help just us to see different aspects to how to succeed. Because sometimes it's a market, sometimes it's a policy. So how do we use them better to go to next level? I want to add that because I hear about your solutions are all fascinating. Some are early stage, some are later stage, and a lot of collaborators you have. So in this challenging time, you're still doing it. Congratulations. And yeah, look forward for another exciting year.
Sam has a question.
I have a question for you. I have over 15 years of experience in strategic finance and policy making now. There is an incubator, all-inclusive women incubator. The idea I have been working for a while. It would be a pleasure if I'll get an opportunity to connect with you, maybe sometime when over the weekend or whenever it suits us. Because one thing which I've realized, I travel a lot. I meet a lot of people. We talk a lot about globalization, but the resources are not evenly distributed across the world. It's just like it's in the hand of just probably 0.5 to 1% people. And I see all these amazing women out there who has so much to contribute to the world. It's just that they don't know where and how to get the entire structure in place. So that is something in incubator I have been working on for a while. Hopefully things work sooner or later. I'm gonna float it. And I would really appreciate if I can share it, some ideas with you and get some feedback.
Yeah, very much true. Thank you. Yeah, look forward.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for your work.
Great, Sam, and great, Al. It's a pleasure always to have you as a speaker, as an active member, and today pitching. I think next we have the last two pitches. The next one is Erica. Erica, are you there?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Let me spotlight you. Perfect.
Well, it's going to be exciting because I have a few fancy animations, so it's going to be interesting to coordinate it between us, but I think we'll manage. America Del Punto, I am VP Innovation at a large software company who creates software for logistics. And today, the story that I want to share with you is how we promote or accelerate electric-free transitions at our customers through intelligent software. Next slide, please. Our customers are retailers. So you imagine, for example, companies that deliver packages or grocery to people's houses. They are accelerating the transition from diesel vans to electric vans because of a lot of very good reasons, like the ones that are here on the slide. So there is a lot of pressure for them to transition. Next slide. Well, then the animation didn't really work. That's too bad. the situation is the following: when they transition from diesel vehicles to electric vehicles, they might run into a lot of new challenges. For example, typically what they're used to do is to decide which customers will be delivered in a route, which is what you also see here. For example, 3 routes. And then they just say, okay, you, van number 1, go deliver the first route. When they started using electric vehicles, they did not change this process. But at the same time, they also lack visibility on how much battery each vehicle has, which is not a problem at the beginning of the day, but then becomes a problem later during the day. And they also have no visibility of how much battery will be consumed during one of these trips. In addition to that, we all know that there is factors such as weather that can influence in real time how fast a battery is being consumed. So, sorry, can you go back? So that is so how fast the battery can be consumed. So this is also very difficult to predict. And running out of battery is not like running out of fuel, so you cannot really top up your battery as fast. So this can generate a lot of difficult problems during operations. Can you please move forward? And how, yeah, that's really a pity that the animation isn't there. Anyway, what we do, we actually have a lot of data, so we can use AI models to predict how much battery will be consumed during each one of the strips. And with that prediction, we can use it to assign the vehicles that have sufficient battery to routes that can actually execute those routes without running out of battery. So what we actually gain out of that, is that there is way less disruptions during operations. Customers are delivered on time, so we could reduce by 99% the delays and also really improve the anxiety for the drivers who might run out of battery during those trips. Thank you, and I'm sorry for the lack of smooth animations.
No worries, Erica. Thank you very much. Any questions to Erica? It's very interesting to hear on innovation in the electric automotive, I would say, and it's quite advancing today with Tesla and all this. And how do you see this kind of adopted, Erica, from the giants of this industry?
The problem is that the B2B business runs far behind the B2C business. So what you see is that the giants that you're naming, they are mostly active in the B2C business, and there's way more electric cars around there than electric vans or electric trucks. So we actually are really targeting these less advanced industries, because there is way more need there to give a push and to also transition those vehicles from diesel to electric.
Great. Any other questions, comments for Erica? Okay, cool. Thank you, Erica. Great. I think the last one is Isabel, and we have her through a video. So let's enjoy it.
Meet Isabella Tattoo. Her innovation journey didn't begin with technology. It began with a belief she carried since childhood. Growing up in Romania, equality felt normal. Women led, worked, and shaped entire communities. It taught her one thing early: we can build systems where everyone belongs. Years later, working in the maritime industry, she came face to face with a global crisis: climate change. Shipping alone accounts for nearly 3% of global emissions, and port pollution hits vulnerable communities the hardest. In many small island nations, women and girls suffer the most, lacking access to electricity, clean water, and education. So Isabella co-founded Clean Marine Shipping, developing modular waste-to-hydrogen fuel cell systems for ports and vessels. Her solution turns local waste into clean energy, giving communities affordable, reliable, and replicable pathways to decarbonize, her mission is simple: create clean energy to empower communities and ensure women and underrepresented voices lead the transition. Join Voice of Women in Innovation, where women, like Isabella, turn lived experience into innovation.
Thank you very much. As we are coming to an end, before we close, I'd like any remarks, last remarks that you want to do, like from the new members, from the current members. After hearing some of these speeches, we have more stories that we'll share through our campaign. These were some of the chosen ones to pitch today, take into consideration also the time. I don't know, Joe, if you want to say something. Christine shared something, Diana, or Miriam, that you hear lots of innovation all the time. I don't know if you want to say something about what you heard today. Feel free. Yes, Diana.
I'll say a few words. I was really excited. I mean, I read all the stories. So there are 18 stories in the Google document, and I was really excited to hear all the stories and see you ladies. I feel that I'm really at the beginning of this journey of innovation, bringing in mental health, emotional well-being, and women health connecting together. And I'm really excited to connect with you all and have a chat and be part of this network. It's blown my mind. It's amazing. It's fantastic. I love it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Diana. Any other wants to share something?
Just to echo Diana, I feel very inspired by today, and everyone feels like they deserve an award for the things that they're doing in their space. So congratulations, everyone.
Yes, Sam.
I just have one thing to say. It's been a pleasure listening to you all. And after a very long time, I have been in a room where there are like so headstrong women came together, and we are just trying to build a very big community out here. It's just that what I have experienced I have been experiencing is that mentorship is something which has to be mandatory for all of us, because when strong women grow up and they see a world in a different way, and then they mentor the young ones, they just be ready to change the world one strategy or one step at a time. And it was an absolute pleasure to meet you all. Thank you.
Great, Sam. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. If anyone wants to say something, wants to comment, feel free. I would like to encourage all of you to vote in this link. Basically, here you have the criteria and vote for. All the stories are great. As we said, we are going to celebrate all the stories and we are going to share. As you saw, we prepared videos. Benedict helped us a lot in this, so thank you, Benedict. Really putting visibility and making those stories look nice, basically, and bring those to life. Now, this is the link, the QR code. I'm going to share the link also here in the chat. But please feel free, it's very easy. We have 4 criteria and basically the last statement, which one you believe it deserves the Woman Innovator of the Year by this network. And the deadline is still Friday. We are going to collect all the answers. I know some of you have voted by reading the stories, but it's different when you hear those speaking. Lastly, I want to send a heartfelt, basically felt to all of you wishes for the new year and Christmas, which is upcoming, and I hope all of you have some rest and celebrate with your loved ones, and I'm sure you achieved lots of milestones this year. We'll share with you the report of what we did in almost 11 years basically together, and I really hope we amplify, multiply the connections, the networking together next year, and we have more members and great innovators like you in this network, and we do more with each other. Thank you very much, all of you. I wish you all the best and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Merry
Year.
Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone.
Bye.
Merry
Happy New
Christmas.
Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Bye, everyone.